What's going on? It's Sarge, and today we're going to be talking about BNI, Business Network International. This is an organization that has networking groups all over the globe. I joined one in my local town about 6 months ago, and today we're going to go through and see what I learned, see if I think it's worth it, and just go over whatever I picked up in these 6 months. All right, so if you're considering joining BNI or any other networking group for that matter, this is a video you need to watch because there's valuable information in here to tell you what to expect and tell you what you think you can get out of it. At the end of the day, I always preach about financial return, and this I think is going to surprise you a little bit. All right, here we go. Okay, so like I mentioned, about 6 months ago, I joined this group in my local town. I figured it was a way to get in front of like 20 to 30 decision makers within businesses and be able to pitch them all at once in hopes that I would maybe sign one of them. And I kind of thought it was just going to be a meeting where everyone was trying to sell everybody something, but it ended up being a lot more than that. It ended up not being that at all either. It's really more about building relationships and kind of relying on the relationships you built in order for that person to then introduce you to somebody else or give you a meeting with someone else. It's more about building those grassroots and then letting those roots spread out and let your network grow and grow and grow. You know, the saying, everybody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And within a BNI networking group, that is especially true. You don't know who knows who or what person knows somebody in this particular industry. And as you gain that relationship within the group, you'll definitely learn and definitely be able to meet some people you never thought you would ever meet within the group like this. So just some background on exactly what it is. This group, a networking group, is of all professionals, a lot of them being business owners, a lot of them are decision makers, and we meet once a week. My particular group is every morning at 7:15 a.m. I'm sorry, every Wednesday morning at 7:15 a.m. And these experiences that I'm about to speak of, I can only really relate to my particular group. Now, these groups are international, they're all over the globe. I'm sure the vibe and the tone in every group is different based on the membership. But again, I can only speak about my particular group. I've never been to another meeting. I know there's a couple more even in my town. Never been to them, just can speak about my particular group. So in my group, there is approximately 25-ish people, I believe, all from different industries. So that's one of the best parts about the BNI group is once you join, you lock in that space for the industry. No one else from your industry can join. So since I'm in this group, in the digital marketing space, no other digital marketer can come into the group, no other digital marketer can join the group. So it kind of allows me to build these relationships with people, and I'm the only one who can offer a particular service, and that's true for any service. You know, there's only one lawyer, there's only one commercial insurance person, there's only one residential realtor, and etc. So that's a really good point, especially in a very populated town. If you can get into one of these groups and lock up a space in a good industry, it's definitely going to lead to business, 100%. So what we do is when we meet every Wednesday, you know, you get there a little early, there's breakfast out, and you mingle a little bit, get to know everybody. And then everybody sits down, there's some educational stuff that they go through, and then everybody goes around and gives a 60-second commercial that day. So the entire room, you stand up and speak for about a minute in front of the room. You either say what you're doing, you give a story of something that's happening in your industry or your business, or what I do most of the time and what a bunch of other people do is mention who you're looking for as a good referral. You know, so for me as a digital marketer, I could say, hey, I'm looking for a restaurant this week. You know, we really saw a lot of success with one of our other restaurant clients, and we think we could do it for other restaurants. So if you know any restaurant owners, I'd love to have a conversation with them. Things along those lines. So you say who you're looking for, because like I mentioned before, everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. So the chance that someone in that room knows a restaurant owner is probably pretty high, or knows somebody who knows a restaurant owner. So that is really the gold of the group, is that your tentacles are just spreading all over the town. So once everyone goes around the room and gives their 60-second commercial, then one person per week will give a 10-minute presentation. So every week the speaker is somebody new, and it goes around the room over the year. You end up, in my particular group, speaking for 10 minutes approximately twice a year. And you give a full 10-minute presentation. Now, this is your time to go a little more in depth about your business, or a little more in depth of the type of referral you're looking for, or just to give an example of what you're doing in your industry and how you think it can help somebody in the group, or help somebody, somebody's friend in the group, or something along those lines. So the 10-minute presentation is a time to really dive deeper into your industry and dive even deeper just about yourself. So once that's done, the person gives their presentation. We then go around the room one last time, and people give referrals and testimonials. So this is the time, and also thank you for closed business. So this is the time when everyone stands up and says, I have a referral for Dennis. I know a realtor who really wants to start running Facebook ads, and they'll give me their name, give me their phone number, and they'll say, hey, I contacted them and told them you were calling. So then I can call someone and say, hey, so-and-so gave me your number, can you call? And that's the best icebreaker possible, is when someone said, hey, I know this kid, he's really good at Facebook ads, he's gonna give you a call, I think he can help you out. That is the ultimate foot in the door. And that's why this group is amazing, just for that reason. So you go around, you give everybody your referrals, and then you also can give testimonials, where you could say, hey, so-and-so repaired my AC unit, he did a great job, thank you, I recommend everybody use him. And also you give thank you for closed business. So if someone referred me a realtor and they ended up signing as a client, I'll say, hey, thank you very much for that referral, I signed as a client, I'm making $1,000 a month because of that, or something along those lines. Very simple. Okay, so that is the, and then there's some closing statements, but that is the basic gist of a meeting. So every week it's from, it's about an hour and 15 minutes is the total meeting. That's, again, my particular one. I assume most of them are around that time. So now, you might be thinking, is it worth it? Well, first you got to think about yourself. Are you able to commit to something like this? Because right off the bat, outside of what it costs to join, there's a very, very big time commitment. So you're meeting once a week for an hour and 15 minutes, and you have to be there, you have to give effort, you have to stand up and speak in front of people, so you have to have a little bit of something prepared about what you're gonna say. You also have to be meeting with people outside of the group, so there's these one-on-ones where people will say, hey, let's get together for lunch, or hey, let's grab a coffee real quick, and you do a one-on-one with other people in your groups to kind of further grow your relationship with people. So growing the relationship takes time, and obviously the meetings takes time, so it's definitely a time commitment, right? But growing those relationships are extremely important. You know, these people are going to be trusting you with recommendations, so they want to make sure they know you and make sure they got the right vibe about you and your company, because God forbid I refer my friend to somebody in the group and that guy turns out to be a crook, it's going to fall on me. You know, I'm kind of but we put our reputation on the line when we refer somebody. So, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get those referrals, because people want to feel you out and make sure you're honest and make sure that you do what you say you're going to do, and you're not going to be ripping people off. So the time commitment, that's something you got to think about. Financially, it costs about $500 a year, and then there's quarterly dues, which pay for the breakfast and the coffee and things like that, which is, it's not too much. But so you got to think about, hey, financially $500, and the time effort, am I going to be getting X amount of dollars back? If you're only thinking about the financial return, that's the way you got to think about it. You know, if I pick up one client, it's worth it for me forever, you know? So that's the way I look at it. And in your industry, you can look at that differently. And then another way to see if it's worth it is what industry you're in. It has become glaringly clear to me that different industries do better within these networking groups. So mine, digital marketing agency, kind of specific, kind of expensive, not really for everybody. So the referrals are not going to be coming in as rapidly, right? But for example, there's someone in the group who's a dentist. Every single person in the group now uses him as a dentist. For the most part, they tell their friends about him as a dentist, because a lot of people, everyone needs a dentist, and there's not too many people out there who have like an extremely close relationship with their dentist, right? But you know, this guy, we see him or his wife every single week, and like, oh, hey, yeah, we know you personally, we'll come to you now. And that's the same that goes true for things like insurance, and there's an accountant in there who does really well. Specific industries will definitely thrive in the BNI. Ones that everybody needs, but not a lot of people have personal relationships with the person that's providing them with that service. Because if you just make a friendship with someone in the group, you're going to want to give them business if you're not getting it somewhere else. If the service is similar and you don't have a relationship with somebody else. Like there's an AC repair guy in there. My AC company, prior to using him, was some faceless giant organization. But now that I have a relationship with an owner of an AC company, I was like, oh, hey, I'll use you for my maintenance. And basically everyone in the group does the same and refers him out, because everyone needs AC maintenance. Everyone needs to have checkups on their AC units if they own a home. So, you use somebody you know and use somebody you trust. And that's one other great thing about the group itself, is that you get to get relationships with a lot of people in a lot of different industries. So if something random comes up, you're able to contact somebody in that industry who you trust. So if someone has cockroaches in their house, they can say, oh man, there's a pest control guy in my group. I'm going to call him and ask him a couple questions, or I'm going to call him and get him in here. And he's going to do the right thing and not rip you off, because one, you know him personally already, and two, he's going to have to see you every single week. So if he does the wrong thing, he's going to see you every week. You're going to tell people in the group. So he's really, really held accountable to his work and to his service to people in the group, because you got to face the music each and every single week. So growing your network that way of things you may need within your life, or things your family may need in your life, you'll have a big list of people you trust when anything comes up or anything you may need. So is it worth it? Personally, I think yes, for sure. At the end of the day, you have to commit to it. You have to be a organized person who is a go-getter and wants to get up in the morning and go out and meet people and communicate with people. It definitely gets you out of your comfort zone, and doing a little public speaking once a week is good for the soul, I think. So is it worth it? I think yes, for sure. My 6 months have been very, 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 very good. I've met a lot of people. Financially, I've picked up one client so far from it. So it's already paid for itself financially, and I know that it's going to continue to grow and grow as people meet other people and new guests come into the group, and people begin to trust me more and more and trust my work more and more. So if you are looking at it as a digital, I know I have a lot of followers who are other digital marketing agencies, or other people aspiring to have a digital marketing agency. This is an amazing way to get things started. Even if you have 0 clients, attempt to join one of these groups. It'll get you talking about the industry. It'll get you teaching people about the industry, which will allow you, when you go and pitch other clients, it'll allow you to speak about the industry and act like you know what you're doing, even if you don't, because a lot of people are going to be new to this. So if you're new, get out there, speak, learn, and you'll feel comfortable when you're in a pitch with a potential client, because you went a month straight speaking once a week about the industry and the same topic has come up. So on top of the comfort level you may gain, you're also going to meet a lot of people. Once a week, you're able to pitch 20 to 30 other people about what you got going on. So you will eventually get the opportunity to pick up some business from this type of group. So is BNI worth it? A strong yes for me. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.